What's up, YouTube? I got another video for you today. Yesterday, excuse me, I started to do a scale job on a knife that's been sitting around for quite a while, and I bought this knife solely. I love the shape of the knife. I thought it was something really cool, and it had something that bugged the holy crap out of me. And I bought it completely to change it up, you know, because I saw so much. It was such a cool design, and it had just one little thing that really, messed it up. Just one of those things. And basically, what this is a Mykel Hawke Harrier. And let me show you what it used to look like, or a picture of what it used to look like. All right, here we go on my phone here. You see these two little stupid flippy things right here? Those things used to fold out. So where you see the black here, that was G10. It was a like a peel ply G10, textured G10, and these things fold in or out, and it's supposed to be like a fold out hilt. And I guess the premise behind it, or what they were trying to do, is it's supposed to be, if your hands are muddy or whatever, your hands would not slip and cut, it wouldn't slip and you wouldn't get cut. But the likelihood of something like that happening, I don't see it happening. I mean, I've stabbed crap with my knives before, and I just don't see it happening. Now, the blade shape, it's kind of like a funky, like a techno type, or like a teched out, futuristic, like kukri kind of a shape. It's a drop point tanto with a double angle recurve. It's not even a curve, it's a double angle edge. So anyway, let me put this back, I'll show it to you. And basically, here we go. This is what I'm talking about, that funky, it's a funky drop point with a swedge. Got your tanto action going on here, and then it's got this, where the angle of the knife goes up and then kicks back down, which I think is really cool. One of the benefits of having a recurve is when you're cutting stuff, it draws material into this corner, or the recurve, and it draws the material in, or if you're hacking at an angle right here, the material's drawn up, and that hump kind of serves as like resistance. So it hits the hump, it slows down, the edge can really do what it needs to do, and you get to cutting. The same idea behind that. That's why I thought the blade shape, it was a new twist on an old idea, and I thought it was pretty cool. Unfortunately, it used to have these stupid little freaking fold out hilt looking things. It was just like the worst thing ever. It's like taking a Ferrari and putting some 27-inch spinner wheels on it or something. It just doesn't look good on that knife. And that isn't even a good example, because those little flipper things don't look good on anything. So anyway, what I went ahead is I scrapped the scales. I just went with a plain black scale to keep in line with the old dark being darked out. This is a kind of like what they call a black wash finish. So I wanted to keep it kind of dark. Added a G10 trim around the pivot. I have trim around each one of the scale screws here for the spacers, and those are aluminum, and anodized aluminum, and they're kind of like a satin, so they are a little reflective, but not so much. On the other side, I brought the G10 all the way back down here. Now, I did not change the shape of this handle at all, although I did want to, and I was thinking of it, but if I did that, I'd have to refinish this black wash that's got all over the place, and I really like the way the black wash looks, so I left it alone. I made a sacrifice. I was like, I could have made it way better as far as ergonomics go, but they weren't too bad, and I wanted to really maintain that black wash finish. On the other side, I continue on with the trim over here, keep everything uniform. I went ahead, same trim pieces right here, and then did a G10 pocket clip on it, nice and low profile. This thing does not come with a pocket clip, so I had to re-tap, tap a hole in there or whatever. And I wanted to keep it nice and clean, and I wanted to go ahead and carry these trim pieces on every piece of hardware that's on here. But the problem is, if I go ahead and put two screws back here on the pocket clip, it'd be too much, and I didn't want it. I wanted a pocket clip kind of just to, yeah, you could kind of see it, but it kind of fades in the background. So what I went ahead is it's got one pocket clip screw here with the trim, and on the underside of this is actually another screw threaded in through the scale through the bottom to hold this from going up and down. So there is 2 fasteners on here, but there's only one that's exposed, and the one that's exposed has got that same anodized red trim to it. And I went ahead, it's got the reptilian pattern on there, and I went with the reptilian pattern because I've always wanted to, I had a basic idea how to do it, but for some reason the technique I was using, it just wasn't looking right. Well, Jeff, aka Tough Thumbs, he just did a tutorial on how to do the reptilian pattern, and through watching that video I actually figured out what I was doing wrong. And even before the video ended, I had a piece of scrap G10 and I was doing the pattern. I was really stoked. So Jeff, if you watch this video, probably not, but if you do, thanks, it was awesome. I appreciate your help. Those new videos rock. Orange peel titanium, that was a pretty cool tutorial also. But anyway, here she is. And you know, when I do these things, I don't offer to, you know, do scale jobs on knives or modify stuff. I just like to do projects that I want to do. I don't want to be like constrained to anything. I don't want to do Anzo patterns. I mean, if you look at all the knives I've ever done, you have not seen one Anzo pattern on anything I've ever done, just because it's so done. It's so overdone. So I wanted to do something, you know, if I went ahead and did something on a knife, it was different than anybody else's stuff and try to be original. It's kind of hard with all the stuff that's out there, but you know, I do my best to try to be original. That's why I go one step further and actually modify the blade shapes. I go ahead and modify the handles. Anything I could change to make the knife better, you know, then I'll go ahead and do it, just to kind of make it different than everybody else's stuff. And that's why I don't offer to do this for anybody, or you know, because number one, I barely have enough time to do the cool little projects I want to do, and the last thing I want to do is have somebody's knife sitting here forever because I just haven't gotten around for it. And if you got to do it for somebody else, your enthusiasm isn't really there all the time to do it. Where if you've got a specific project in mind, you're kind of thinking about it all the time, you've drawn it up on paper, you get that enthusiasm built up and you go crazy and you end up doing really good stuff. So that's why I don't really do it. A lot of knives that I do sell off, I've done, their personal projects. They've been sitting around for quite a while. I've seen them enough, and I thought, you know, I just offered up for sale. I don't know if I'm going to sell this Harrier or not. I'll probably hold on to it for a good while, maybe offer it up later. But I'm pretty proud of it. It's a cool looking knife. It just needed some decent scales. Now, if this would have came out with just plain G10 all the way across and they added a pocket clip to it, I would have bought it and probably left it alone. But if I'm going to go ahead and do the scale work on a job or on a knife or whatever, I'm going to do more than scale. I'm just not going to go and throw a pattern on a scale and just be done with it. I'm going to do a little extra. That's why I never keep the factory pocket clip. G10's very strong material. Haven't had a pocket clip break yet. And I can go ahead and, you know, pocket clips, in my opinion, if you can get it to focus, pocket clips, in my opinion, are kind of ugly. You know, they kind of stick out. They never seem to quite fit the knife right. So I kind of try to blend it in with a pattern, or kind of make it so it's just not really, you can't really see it. Just because they're so hard to get them to look good on a knife. I mean, you know, it's like, you know, you don't go to a, you know, you're not shopping around at Blade HQ like, oh, I want to get this knife because the pocket clip's the bomb. No, it's usually you're looking at other stuff. So anyway, there is Mykel Harrier, or Mykel Hawke Harrier. She's huge. It's like looking at 11 and a half inch knife. I mean, this is a monster. So Mykel Hawke, you're welcome. You're welcome. I fixed that little abomination of whatever flipper things and actually took your cool knife and wiped the turd off of it and actually made it look good. So you're welcome. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Post your comments below. Appreciate it. Peace.